we got us a little bit of snow. Well, been busy pretty much the past month. Here we got the 97 Cherokee. Has not been started this year, 2020. So it'll be first time it's been started in a year. Or not a year, but I meant this year. Get in here. I haven't hooked the wires up quite yet. Well, I kind of have, but I was figuring out to get it going. Got that. Then you take your starter right here. Make sure she's in neutral. And she should fire right up. Well, give me a second here. Uh-oh. There it goes. I didn't get a good connection there, but that's okay. It's got, I don't know how many miles, quite a bit. It's about the same. Trip's different. I've been running it around here lately. Well, not on the road and stuff, because the yoke still needs fixed, and of course that still needs fixed. It just needs the ignition pin right here. Speaking of the key switch, you don't need keys. They're right here. And it still don't get it to start position. 4.0 still runs pretty good. I've been running it quite a bit here lately. I haven't for the past week, but I just figured since I didn't know we was getting this much snow. Last night I looked at it and there was frost and stuff on it, and the 78 furred. I haven't made a video for about a month. I've been planning on making videos. That Jeep right there, of course I made a video of my last video. It ain't been run since Christmas Eve because the I found out the water pump's bad and the frame is rusted. So I pretty much just parked it for now. But I've been messing with this thing, getting it going. There's what the undercarriage looks like, if you can see it. There's the brand new muffler. There's steam right there because it's wet. And that tells you something why we go through U-joints. The leaf springs are decent. Got the 7.3 over there warming up. I haven't made a video on it yet, other than it hit 300,000 miles. It's got almost 304,000. I've just been watching. It's still going around. It's that's Dad's daily driver right there. And yeah, pretty much it. The snow's on the windshield. Can't turn the wipers on because if you hotwire the ignition, it's not going to turn everything on other than the ignition and stuff. But it's pretty good. Radio don't work because of the hot wiring. I don't think the fuel gauge is right. I'm not sure if it's lying or not. It'll say empty, then it'll say right there. Most of the time it just lies to you. This depends. Got the 5-speed still in low range because of the clutch. The inspection said like 279,000 miles last when it was inspected. But that was when it had a different cluster. It said 279 when I pulled it out. Got one with 157,000. The Jeep I got this out of was pretty well crushed. It was actually at the same junkyard to make videos at. Found a Cherokee up there. I was actually looking for a gauge cluster, and I just figured, let's just put it in this thing. So I did, and I left it in it. Works good, tack works, the battery charge still works. The fuel gauge I think wasn't right, but to begin with, the oil pressure likes to lie to you a lot. They'll sometimes say no oil pressure, and then they'll say 40 pounds. It's either the real oil pressure or the sending unit's bad. Usually if the sending unit's bad, it'll read all the way to 80 most of the time, even before you even start it. Manual windows, the clutch and stuff's still good. It was actually replaced 2 years ago. So yeah, I just want to get this thing its own video. I made a video on it 3 months ago, but I also started that Jeep right there in the same video, but I haven't made its own video yet, so it's going to get its own video. And I'll even see if it'll drive out. It should drive out. It's 4-wheel drive, low range. You gotta see right here. Oh, we can see now. It was frosted before I cleared it off, but it's not so much now. The only reason you have to turn the key switch on is so it'll unlock your steering. That's really what it's used for most of the time. But you can actually start the thing without the keys in the switch. It ain't gonna set nothing off because it ain't got a security system. That's what I like about this one. It ain't got a security system. Not like that one right there. It's got all that security crap in it. Even though it's still good, but I don't know how long it'll last. Probably won't last long. You never know. But so I've been messing with this one quite a bit. We got quite a bit of snow, a little bit of snow. All right, let's see. Bad habit to leave your doors open and move, because I didn't tell you in the Jeep there, the blue Jeep, the day I parked it, I left my door open on accident because I was rigging up the rear end, see if I could drive around the yard, and I ended up leaving the door open. And I tapped the gas, door smacked the power pole. So the door basically met a power pole. The window's still working, there's snow getting in here. I don't want that. I'm not too particular about it, but you know, it happens. It's coming out. There it is. A Jeep in snow. It's the first time since I've had it through the snow. And we have really no source of brakes because I busted the brake line a while back. It busted on, oh, I didn't clear back windshield. We just use the mirrors. Kind of guess where we are, but I know where I'm at, so just gotta ease it. Don't drive too fast. And of course, always clean your back windshield. Make sure she ain't in gear. The door latch is still messed up. I about hit the wires. Let me do this real quick. Looking pretty decent. I can at least see now. It's warming up pretty good. Bad thing about it, ain't extremely cold, but it is pretty cold. The only bad thing about this thing being hot wired is you ain't gonna have a heater, so that'd be okay. Oh, there's the 83 Ford. I moved it there last month. It still runs. I had it run a couple days ago. I've been actually kind of using it there, so I know this ain't much of a video, but we ain't really got much space to drive because of course all the cars are sitting around. Second gear still works. Yeah, I got plenty of space too, so. First time I've had it out in the snow. So, well, since I've had it. I think I drove it a time or two in the snow. I'm not 100% sure. Dad's over there at his truck. So, it's gonna ease it over here. That whine in the steering seems like they're common for that. So, roll winder up. Parking in the parking spot originally. There she is. Pretty good. It still runs. And I like pretty much start it every week, pretty much. Unless I stay up here for a week at a time, I mostly start it. Just depends. So, but yeah, he's probably shutting his truck off. I'm not sure. Dad is probably. He wanted to start it because oh, he's moving it. Not sure what he's doing. It's got a 7.3 in it. That's the best part about it. It's got a 7.3. I think I parked it a little too close to that 95 Mustang over there, but that's okay. I didn't get too close. That'd be all right. That vibration's the door panel, of course. So it still runs pretty good. The Jeep does. Dad's out there playing in the snow too, apparently. I'm not sure what he's doing, but I'm just letting this thing run. Oh, he's backing down there. Huh, that's something else. Yep, this Jeep, of course I've said it before, it runs pretty good. It still runs good. The motor's been pulled out before I ended up with it. The previous owner, or the owner before the previous owner, took 7 Jeeps to put this one together. So it took 7 Jeeps to put this one together. And the gauge cluster was taken out. That's why I said I don't know how many miles it has. And it did have the idiot lights before, but he was trying to get the gauge cluster with not the white needles like I got in here. It was the needles that actually had color to them, not like the faded looking ones. But that's all I seen was the faded looking ones. I wasn't really particular about it. I just picked it up and got it. I've actually got a couple more gauge clusters for this Jeep, but I'll just stick with this one. It's been in here for a while. The way whenever I put this gauge cluster in, the hatch light was staying on. I pulled the cluster out when it was parked. Whenever we found out the key switch was messed up, I took the gauge cluster out because I was testing all the others. I took the hatch light bulb out, and of course it just stayed on all the time. I don't think it even really has a sensor. So the oil pressure, see, it drops back and forth. I hear like a scratching sound or something in the front every time. Sometimes when if you listen close, you'll hear it. I don't know if that's the clutch or what, I'm not sure, but it's done that before. But it makes all kinds of creative sounds, which is decent. So of course there's still snow on it. The emergency brake, I'm not sure if it might use some brake fluid. I doubt it does, but I'm not sure right at the moment. I'll find out here before long. So there it is. There's what we done. Is create a little bit of snow, backed up. That truck over there still runs. It gets used a little bit more often than you think. Somebody said that he would give $500 because it's sat. Well, it's sat for a month before I started it, and then about a week later I pulled it out, and then I just started using it, hauled trash and stuff, just drive it down there. So everything around here pretty much gets used. If they're sitting, they're going to eventually get fixed up. Like that, we call that the UPS truck, when it's just like a box truck. It's got a 306 in it. It's a Ford, and we think, I don't know if the fuel pump's bad. There's like all kinds of wire problems. The key switch has been changed out, but you can actually turn the switch without the key in it. There's my Polaris four-wheeler. Somebody who knows me in person, there's the old Polaris. It's been sitting there. I had to jump start yesterday. I'd say the battery's dead now. I used my booster pack I got. Oh, it's a 13-minute video. Yeah, there's still got good tires on it. I'm gonna use it, get it fixed, get the rear yoke fixed, get the brake line changed, and key switch pin. That's what I need, and I gotta change that door latch in here. We already took it apart and tried to clean it, but it's no count anyway. So I'm gonna cut out a video here. I'm gonna make another video sometime. There it is, it shuts off. So I guess I'll catch you guys in the next video. There's the old Jeep, if y'all was wondering about the 97. It still runs. I'll see you on the next one.